I'm allowed one comedy, right? I feel like I'm owed that. I feel like I'm owed one comedy. So, for my comedy pick, Young Frankenstein, a Mel Brooks classic. I mean, I had to. I had to pick. Knowing me, I really had to go with at least one from the ground up comedy with horror themes. And this is probably my favorite. I love this movie to death. It's a wildly fun time. It's a silly film. It has so much personality of Mel Brooks in it. It's just such a fun time. Gene Wilder does a great job, and he wrote the movie. And I think that's great. I think that's hilarious. I think this is his really shining achievement as a writer for me. I watched an interview with him, obviously from a few years ago because he passed away recently. He's talking about this exact scene, and about how his writing process was. He'd write a scene or two, he'd show it to Mel. Mel would read it and he'd say yes or no. And he showed this scene to Mel Brooks. And Mel initially said no. And on a dime, he was like, no, Mel. No. If you don't think this scene is funny, one, you're dumb. Two, you don't understand comedy. This scene is going to be hilarious. People are going to love it. We got to do it. We got to do it in the movie, blah, 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 blah. And he sits there and he argues with him for an hour. Until finally Mel Brooks goes, okay, sure, we'll throw it in. And Gene Wilder initially is like, why did you make me fight that much if you were just going to let me throw it in there? And Mel Brooks turns to him and says, because if you fought for it, that's how I knew that it mattered to you. If you didn't fight, the scene wasn't going to be worth it, and we weren't going to need it anyway. But the fact that you fought for it is the reason why I threw it in. Of course, the scene in question involves show tunes and the monster dancing around like a silly man. It's hilarious. It's great. This whole movie is full of quotable lines and funny moments, and it's such a fun time. And here is the nerdy rant portion of the video. I don't think that this is going to get any sort of 4K release, because it is 20th Century Fox, who is now owned by Disney. And Disney has officially given up on a lot of 4K transfers. They recently transferred Pirates of the Caribbean. It looks like dog shit. It looks awful. It is bad. And it seems like after that, they were just like, okay, watch it on Disney Plus, you dumbass, idiot, asshole. You should be subscribing to our service anyway. Fuck you, we're Disney. They do have a few transfers out there. Some of their more classic animated films have made the journey to 4K. And I think animation in 4K is beautiful. But I don't think Young Frankenstein is going to get that kind of treatment, unfortunately. So the Blu-ray is probably what you're gonna have to get. This one's pretty good. It's the Steelbook edition. I think Steelbooks are cool, but I usually don't go for them anyway. That's Young Frankenstein, a hilarious film, obviously based on the Mary Shelley classic. There are more horrific versions of Frankenstein, obviously, and this one, in fact, serves more as a sequel to that than anything, with silliness, with quips, with jokes. But I still love this one. This one is my Frankenstein film. I adore it. It's a fun watch. This is my fun watch of the month. I hope you enjoy it.